cool. Like
It's fun.
I'm actually down for it because the thing is that the process is like fine now. It's not.
Yeah,
like,
they've made great strides for it.
If you get everything set up, making Pokemon is actually pretty easy. It's not too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing was the instant I saw the Tapus, I was like, oh, I either have to play, accept that Tapus are on every single team, and these look really dumb, or not play the game.
Yeah.
Because the instant I saw like Tapu Koko, I was like, you are broken. Not broken enough to get banned, but you're very blatantly.
Yeah, you're broken enough to be a must pick.
Yeah, you're on some like Thunderous tier shit, like some Gen 5 Thunderous, where it's like, you don't have a Thunderous on your Rain team. Did you know there's a universe where they made a Pokemon, they made a Zapdos, but a better Zapdos that's called Thunderous. They were like, you know what, Zapdos is pretty good. Let's give like Zapdos like taunt and a bunch of other shit.
Let's give him fucking
I'm pretty sure
Prankster.
Zapdos doesn't normally have taunt and stuff like that.
I don't think he does.
Yeah.
But even if he did, he doesn't have Prankster.
Yeah. Yeah, Thunderous is broken.
I hate Prankster.
I actually 100% forget what Prankster does because I haven't played in so long.
It makes like non-damaging moves, like status moves like Taunt or Thunder Wave, they have priority.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that.
So you get priority Taunt, priority Thunder Wave, priority Reflect, whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I forget, yeah. I've honestly kind of like blocked Gen 5 out of my mind. Gen 5 is the reason.
Good, it was awful.
Gen 5 is the reason I played Smash. Okay, so fun story time. I've probably told you this before, but Gen 4 when I was like 12 or whatever, I played Smogon, and then like I found out VGC was a thing, and Dallas is a really big city, so they had regionals here, and then you qualify for nationals, and then worldwide if you were good enough. I actually played a shit ton of Pokemon, and I qualified for nationals, but I like only got into like the first round that started qualifying, so I literally just got like the qualification and no like prizes or paid flight or anything.
Right.
So I didn't get to actually go to nationals because my mom was like, "Lol, why would you like fly for a video game?" And then, bazinga, yeah. So, and so like I had like a pretty like big history in Pokemon. Like I played a lot of Pokemon. And then Gen 5 came out and 3.0 came out around the same time. And I was like, and like I played like the first like 6 to 8 months of Gen 5, and I was like, I could blow my brains out or play Smash. And yeah, Gen 5 ruined Pokemon for me. Haven't touched it competitively since.
God, Gen 5 was awful.
Yeah. I like made a team in Gen 6, and it was so early that I made a team back when Mega Gengar wasn't even banned.
Oh god.
It was like literally like first month or two of X and Y.
Early.
Like literally like if I find my old copy of X, it's got like Greninja that I like spent a while to get Hidden Power Fire, because getting Hidden Powers is probably one of the only hard parts for breeding.
Yeah, it just takes a while.
Yeah, because you got to get specific IV. So I had like a Hidden Power Fire Greninja with a Dream World ability that makes him whatever type he attacks with.
Protean, yeah.
Yeah, so I had like that and like a few other Pokemon and Mega Gengar. I made that team, and then Mega Gengar got banned, and I was like, I'm lazy. So yeah, no, Pokemon sucked for me.
Yeah, no, I stopped playing at 5th Gen because I was going to tournaments from Diamond. Like, I started with Diamond and Pearl, and then I stopped at Heart Gold and Soul Silver because 5th Gen was just ass.
Yeah, I pretty much did the same thing. I got right into Diamond and Pearl. Played like Heart Gold Soul Silver is my favorite Pokemon game.
God,
I think
it's
it's objectively the best.
I agree.
Johto, as like a casual like regional playthrough, like Generation 2, from a casual standpoint, the entirety of Gold and Silver I believe are the best games. And then they made a remake of that, the in-game story
mechanics.
with good mechanics, and they didn't even fuck anything up in the remake. It's actually just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like perfect. I also like how it's not like 3D. It's like I don't like Oraz that much because I don't like the 3D remake of the 2D game personally.
Okay.
It's like a very weird thing for me. I also wasn't a big fan of Gen 3. But yeah, Heart Gold Soul Silver just has Gen 4, which is like best battle mechanics, IMO, like best like generation for competitive battling.
Yeah,
because like
that's when you got the physical special split, and that is the biggest Pokemon
it's when you
change
got
that's ever happened.
it's when you got the physical special split, and I also feel like that metagame is just still good to play nowadays.
It is. It's
like,
fun.
It was like before, like weather was still important. Oh, that was actually a really good string. It was right before weather became a huge issue because like T-Tar was a thing, and like T-Tar has been relevant since literally it's ever been in the game.
Yeah,
but
Politoed and Ninetales didn't have drought and drizzle.
Yeah, so it's like you had rain, you had sand, but that was it. And it's like sand was a little bit easier to play around, but
yeah,
it's like it was also right before the insane power creep. So Gen 4 is the best. Go buy Heart Gold Soul Silver. Start playing with your friends now, and by that I mean nobody's playing Gen 4 anymore. So cry.
But they do have a format for it.
Oh yeah, no, they have an online ladder for Smogon.
Which is fun.
Yeah, you can play. But
oh god, he doesn't have a jump. He's just
fucking
dead.
he could have just grabbed the ledge.
Oh, no, he's still.
Oh,
dead.
I thought he was gonna up into him and then nair for style, but mean, I respect not doing the stupid YOLO thing.
Yeah, he is at 27, and that would have been a pretty
Yeah.
big bean. My dad used the phrase "getting beaned" the other day.
Dude,
He's 62.
1, your dad's old as fuck. 2, I've heard one other normie say "get beaned" before. I was at my family's friend's house after like a funeral or whatever, and one dude said, "Dude, you got beaned," and I like looked at him with like a very long, hard stare and took off my glasses like, what the fuck did you just say to me? Your social class doesn't let you say that.
I know.
You're a fucking normie.
You're not allowed to.
I almost read at him. I was so close to just screaming, but there was a room of 20 other people, including all my family, because it was after a funeral, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, that's also just not a good time to start screaming at someone. That would have been in very poor taste.
Yes. I just looked at him in disgust. I was like, normally this would please me, but your kind is not allowed. Fox.
Nick was looking kind of lost. Lucario's weird.
Yeah, Lucario's weird. I think Marth versus Lucario is probably like even or slight Marth. It's a little weird because Lucario basically defeats crouch canceling because of down tilt. Down tilt's
His down tilt's crazy.
His down tilt's a meteor on grounded opponents if he hits with a sweet spot in front of his feet. So if you have a crouch cancel or with him, he will always win and then mash his face in the controller and combo you.
Yeah.
And he also is god against shield. So like your two basic forms of defense are basically non-existent because you can't crouch and you can't shield.
Right.
So your defense against Lucario is actually movement. You really don't want to shield too often. Dashback's really good against this character because he has a hard time overshooting stuff. Down B is a commitment with aura, and dash attack if it doesn't hit is laggy. So,
oh my god.
Yeah, that you don't want to get touched by Lucario because that usually happens. So you have to play.
That was so gross.
You have to play. You have to play with movement around him. You're not allowed to shield. Throwing out your own attacks is like possible if you can like flat out beat his, but if you like trade, it's a little awkward, and he really likes fucking attacking you.
Yeah.
So his entire character is like press the attack button.
Yeah, he just tried to crouch cancel that down tilt, and now he's dying. Oh, that fair almost killed him.
Especially if you have a tech chase throw against him. Honestly, your main defense against Lucario, if you can like tech chase or just force knockdown, is just whiff punishing stuff with grab and then doing tech chases. Like,
oh no.
I actually think he probably should have stayed Marth because I think his Marth is better. And what he should do more is whiff punish with grab, because then you can just start doing you can just start forward throw tech chasing him and his tech roll's bad. Because the thing is you don't want Lucario to be like in a state where he can counterattack whatsoever if you are going to be attacking him. So you want him in knockdown or like in the air without a jump.
Right.
Because otherwise you just don't want to contest him. He's got big. He's like pretty bulky because he's 100 weight, which as a reference is Mario and Luigi.
Okay.
And yeah, amazing crouch cancel options, etc. So pretty much just play the fuck around his you play around his threat range super carefully with movement. You kind of don't stop, honestly.
Also, his forward smash is so much bigger than it looks.
His forward smash is fucking gigantic, and it's instantly cancelable if it hits shield. So he can just forward smash your shield and then like down B away. So yeah. For what it's worth, he's not broken. He's just he's just absurdly different. He used to be broken.
He's not a Smash character.
Oh yeah, no, he's a Street Fighter character, but I don't even think he's a Street Fighter character. That's like they like tried to make the combo tree like Street Fighter, but I don't really think he's a Street Fighter character. He's just kind of his own
Also,
thing.
yeah, like Street Fighter tree combos don't really work in Smash. Just
not really.
Like platform fighters function so much differently.
Oh,
he's just dead.
He's dead. Yeah, and he actually had another one to boot. Yeah,
Ow.
GG's. It was rough.
So is there anything that like any sort of projectile or recovery that just like beats out the super bomb, or is like
You probably just want a sweet spot under it. I don't think anything would beat it out, except for in 3.61, which was an unofficial patch the PMDT didn't finish. Pit's up B shield was a reflector, so we could maybe reflect it, which would be hilarious.
would it go up at that point?
No, I think it would just go back. I actually want to see what that looks like. I want to see what that looks like, because that's not in regular 3.6, but it was intended in the bug fix. So
PM's on 3.6 right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
3.6 was the final version, released in summer of 2015, and the development team ended on December 1st, 2015. We're about to hit the 2-year mark. There's like rumored stuff about 3.61, like which was like a bug fix patch, because the dev team like talked about it. They were like, "Yo, we're gonna release costumes and stuff," and that's why if you've ever seen like the like Roy and Zero Suit stuff. I don't know if you've seen it, but like Roy was,
The remodels.
yeah, like it's. Have you ever heard of like Awakening Roy? Has anybody like there's like I bet if I showed you the skin you'd recognize it. But they were supposed to release that content, and then like the dev team shut down or whatever, and they tried to be like, we shut down on our own accord when we very like the week ago we were like, hey, we're gonna release more content, and like
Yeah.
showed it off. So